So then, welcome to the stream, and if you're catching up, welcome on YouTube and Twitch. So today we're going to be looking at the World Update 3 for FS2020, and unfortunately I've had some issues with it, and I don't know whether I've still got the screenshot, but I'll try and bring that up in a bit. And I'll describe what I was finding, and then I'll also describe how I've gone about the working around until Asobo Microsoft fix the issue. But we're going to have a look at some of the landmarks. We're going to go around London and see how that performs at the moment, because I've done it off stream and flew around London, but I've not flew in London on stream, so I don't know how my video card's going to hold out, and my CPU. My second my second thing that I wanted to show you was this. Boom! It's a new microphone. So my trusty headset one, for some reason, it just all of a sudden started. Every time I said words that begin with S or T, it was really sharp and horrible. And I tried all sorts of filters in OBS, and it was just doing me head in. And it kept bringing up loads of static as well, which I put noise suppression on it just to remove the static, which was good. But what that did was it lowered the volume of the microphone. So then I had to increase the decibel level within OBS, and that made me sound quite robotic and horrible. So I was just like, do you know what? I'm not feeling this. So I bought a new microphone, and this one is it's a blue Yeti microphone. A lot of streamers have it. It's pretty cool. It's a decent microphone. I also got a metal arm for it to attach it to the table, so because when I stream and I've got my yoke and everything, I haven't got room in front of me to put a microphone, so I had to have some sort of arm. So I bought an arm for it, and that came with all like the foam and the protective the boom. I don't know what they're called. I can't remember what they're called, but the bit on the front which basically stops the harshness of the sounds. And in doing that, I hooked up my microphone, and it was okay, but there was still lots. It was so sensitive. It's just worlds apart from my other microphone. So there's a gain dial at the back, and if you turn that up, it makes you really loud. It picks up everything, and I've had to turn that all the way down. I've also had to put some settings in OBS. And I've started using as well, which is actually a third thing. I've started using the RTX, what used to be called RTX Voice. And back in the day, it was an absolute brilliant piece of kit, really, really good tool. However, it kept crashing. And when it crashed, the sound within OBS cut out. Of course, I'm not looking at OBS all the time, so I'm there chatting away, la la la, and it would crash, and then I wouldn't be talking to anyone because the sound, unless someone was in my chat going, "We can't hear you," then I wouldn't know. So I give up on it. But since having the new microphone, I needed something with a good noise suppression, because I've got fans. My yoke makes noise when I move it. When I use my throttle quadrant, you can hear me tapping around, and my keyboard and all sorts. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to give it another go. So I'll give it another go, and I've been using it for the past, say, 3 or 4 days, on and off, and I've not had any issues, touch wood. So fingers crossed we won't have any issues, and all will be good. So what I have done as well, I've named this stream the UK Update, and I'm also having a nice little cup of tea while I'm going to be up in the air. So nice cup of tea, visit the Queen. That's how we're going to roll today. So just if anybody, I probably will mention this if people start joining in the chat, but if anyone's has any issues with my sound, feel free to shout up. Right then, so as you can see, I might knock it with my arm actually, so that's not good, is it? That's not good. I need to avoid it. But yeah, as you see, we're going to be in the trusty 152 today, not the 172. I haven't got a livery for it because it takes a long time to create these liveries, but we have got the name GZAC on the side. We're currently sat at London City Airport, and we're going to take a flight out of here. I do have. I don't know if I can't open that while I'm in that view. So I'm in this view now. Here we go. Let's just have a look at this. So I've kind of got a route that goes around. I want to go up towards the Emirates Stadium, so we'll have a look at that. Then we go down to Buckingham Palace. There's a few things down here, like Botanical Gardens, Twickenham. I think Wembley's up here. So we probably won't follow this path. It was just I wanted these waypoints. There's Heathrow, but Windsor Castle. We end up going there. Now I don't know where there is, but I thought I'd stick it in there But those are the waypoints that I kind of wanted to plug in just to have a look at while we're here. Right, so we can get a rough general direction, then we can start scoping it out. Now, me and my wife and my son, we always go to London. Well, we used to always go to London, just as like a bit of a day trip. So it's always been interesting to jump in and have a look. Right, so let's put that mixture full and just check the throttle's looking okay, which it is. Now there is an issue with the flight model at the moment, which Microsoft Azobo are going to actually fix on Thursday, I believe. And all it is the flaps are giving a bit more, double the lift than what they should. So it really has impacted the flight model. And I'll show you actually what it kind of means in a way when we fly. Right, so beacon's on, fuel's on. What I will do is I'm just gonna check the fuel load up here. We're just gonna fill this bad boy. Right, parking brakes on. Let me start her up. There we go. Now I'm looking forward to the Just Flight Arrow, but unfortunately at the moment, so this is going to be on standby, probably on at the moment. So VFR 7000. Let's turn the nav lights on and taxi lights, because we are going to taxi pretty soon. So we'll put the taxi lights on. Now I don't use the ATC, the onboard ATC, because it's very irritating. But what I will do is I will just look at the ATIS. Runway 9. Right, so runway 9 is the runway which is that way. So pretty much straight out that way, and then we'll backtrack and come back on ourselves. So let's get taxiing. Let's release that parking brake and we'll just hopefully miss that truck there, which we will, and we'll head out this way. Now, sometimes it's a bit stuttery at the start on FS, but in comparison to my previous streams, it is a lot better at the moment. Since the update, since the latest update, I did say that there was something not quite right. Now, I was in Newcastle, and every time I loaded the plane up in Newcastle, it would crash the sim straight out. If I we can just duck in here, look. Very nice, very nice. every time I flew into Newcastle, as soon as I got close to Newcastle, it would do the same. So it would just crash the desktop. So strobes, landing, get rid of the taxi light. Now we are going to go just one notch of flaps down, and I'll show you why in a minute. Right, so we're good to go. But since the update, so I knew something wasn't quite right, and as I was flying, there was lots of stutter. No matter where I was flying, there was lots of stutter. But using the same settings after the update, it's now fixed everything. So I can turn my head, and it doesn't jolt, it doesn't do anything weird. Right, so watch this. I'm going to go full throttle in a minute, and I'm going to start taking off, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you when I put my flaps up. When I put my flaps up, watch the front of the plane. So the flaps give that much lift on takeoff that as you pull the flaps up, the front of the nose just wants to dive bomb. It's mad. Right, so off we go. Bouncy, bouncy. So if you think this is London, right, and when we take off and I'll show you, you'll see that London, anyone who's into flight simulation, right, so we've got loads of lift, look. I'll show you this first and talk about London. And this is the first time I've taken off this way, so it's an interesting one. Right, so I'm going to just keep it like that. Now, I'm raising flaps now, right? Look at that. You really have to fight the flaps, which is obviously not right. So London, anyone who's into flight simulation knows that London is so heavy on frame rates and all that kind of good stuff, yeah. And it was literally unbearable when I was flying previously before the patch. It's so bad. It was so bad. Now I am going to kind of carry on doing a bit of a U around here, but I want to show you something as we go round to the left. Now we're going to follow the Thames for a minute, as over in the kind of like London kind of pattern, London city pattern, circuit, whatever you want to call it. Now I want to pause it in a moment. But first of all, you might get a few lost frames here because I've got to open Discord. But I want to pause it for a moment. Let me just fly to the left, right even, because I want to show you something that's outside this window. Yeah, that's perfect actually, that's perfect, right? So obviously you wouldn't do this in the real world because you're going over some crazy airport, but I just want to show you something. Right, let's just pause it there for a second. Ooh, right. You just give me a little second because I've got to find the picture. And then right, so if I go display capture, this is the original, right? And this is the exact same kind of view that we're looking at. Now look at all these buildings, right? It looks like there's been an apocalypse in London. It's just like crashed up everything, yeah. Oh, my webcam's off on that view. There we go. That's very weird. Anyway, so yeah, it was really strange. There was like all the buildings were melting. It was just horrible, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click out of this now. And we're going to just look out the window. So if you look, that is the area, right? Fair enough, there's some building stuff over there, but all these buildings are intact, you know? So I was thinking to myself, well, what is it? Now, I knew that I had Orbex London landmarks installed. So I went into I did their update, I selected the configure, I uninstalled it and it was still doing it. So I was like, what's going on here? So I uninstalled World Update 4 and reinstalled that. Oops, sorry about knocking the microphone. And yeah, so and that's still, it fixed it because obviously I uninstalled the update, but once I installed the update again, it broke it. And what I found out, it was actually the photo, I can't pronounce this word, I think it was photo telemetry. I think that's how you pronounce it. And yeah, so and apparently a lot of other people have had issues with it. So hi Ian, hope you're well, mate. As you can see, I've got a new microphone. It's nice, I love it. I am actually in love with my microphone. It sounds sad, and it probably is really sad, but I don't care. Right, let's have a look at my VFR map, because I want to have a look at roughly where we're going. So we are going to the Emirates first, which is further up here. Now, what I'm going to do first is probably just have a little wander down to... Did we come back over this way? Not so much. So let's just go down to the... Oh no, we do actually. We do. Right, so let's get towards the Emirates first. And it's quite funny because I've made it specifically so we've got nice clear weather so we can see stuff. How are you, Ian? Are you good? Oh, I've got to have a little drink of tea because I'm come to see the Queen. I've left the display capture on. Can't have that one on. Gotta have this one on. Very good, very good. Right. Now, if I just keep turning that way, I don't think that's the that is not the... Is that the stadium? What is that? That's not the stadium, surely. Have I just gone past it or something? No, that's definitely not the stadium. I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with London too much, but I was about to say I've seen this stadium because I flew out of here a couple of times today and I've had a little go, but... Right, what we're going to do is just drop them RPMs a touch. But yeah, London, I mean, look at that. I mean, it's so smooth now that update's happened. I'm so happy for it because I honestly thought it was going to be my sim out the window, and it isn't. Right, so if I was really familiar with London, I know a few areas, but I don't know a whole lot of the areas. I wouldn't have to follow this, right? So. And normally, before, when we'll see the stadium when we get a bit closer because you can normally see it. But then I did get lost earlier. I was doing laps and I was trying to look for Buckingham Palace and I couldn't bloody see it for the life of me. I was like, where the bloody hell is Buckingham Palace? I don't know if it was because of the lighting or anything, but I think I can see it now. So just above us, just above the cockpit there. Now we've got the dreaded menu back. Unfortunately, I'm waiting for the developer to develop an update to fix the removal of that because I honestly don't. I hate it. I wish like Azobo or whoever, Azobo would build something into the sim, but there's so much other stuff that they need to kind of tweak and fix. Then it's not going to happen. But yeah, I love the 152. It's a brilliant little plane. And if anyone's wondering, the Fulcrum yoke, the one, I mean, I advertise it because number one, I've got it, and number two, I honestly think it is the best yoke that you can get. It's amazing. But in FS2020, it is for the smaller planes. I've not used it on like the big jets or anything, but the smaller planes, the GA stuff, it's just amazing. So that is the Emirates, which is, I think, is where Arsenal play, I believe. Arsenal. Ugh. Excuse me if you're an Arsenal fan. Yeah, Arsenal. There we go, look. Just on the side there. The Gunners. They've got the guns there, look. Right. So that's that. Then we're just going to head down. Right, what we will do is I'm just going to take a little detour this way slightly. Yeah. So what we've got as well in the distance, we'll probably come back up to that, but that's the BT tower over there. So I was discussing, while we're en route, I was discussing the mushy buildings, and obviously it's all sorted now, but it was the photo telemetry that was causing it, that was causing the bother. So what I did is I uninstalled the photo telemetry update from the World UK update, and then I installed the other pieces like the landmarks, and I also installed OrbX back into it again, and this is what I've ended up with, and it's, you know, I'm more than happy with it. It's a shame that it causes that, it caused that, but it is what it is. Now I'm kind of going around here. I want you to kind of go more towards the Shard in a minute, and show you like the Gherkin and the Shard, because the Gherkin's just behind that building there. But this was just a bit of a chill out flight, just a little mosey around, and then just pick out some of these landmarks around London. And then if I've got time later, which I probably will do actually, once I've gone through some of these landmarks, I might create a new plan and go somewhere else. Oh, there's the Gherkin, look. So the one thing I do need to do, actually, I do need to just pause that there for a minute. I need to take a screenshot because I need something to put on my YouTube afterwards. So I think something like that would be pretty cool. Let me just freeze my head tracking software. This literally won't take 2 minutes. So I keep hitting the microphone. Sorry, guys. If it is coming through, it might not be coming through because of the. I'm just going to drag that there. Boom, nice one. But you got a good view there. Look, you got the Gherkin, the Shard. Yeah, as we go round, I'll go round and down, and we can definitely have a look at that. Right, so head tracking's turned off. I'm there wiggling my head around and nothing's happening. It's got the Gherkin out the window there. So there's some buildings that I'm not familiar with. I don't ever remember seeing them, but they obviously are part of London. I've just never seen them before. So we've got the big warship that's normally there. We go over that bridge sometimes when we're in London. There's boats as well in the World Update. So some boats that have been populated. Not all boats, but there's some boats. And the good thing is OrbX as well have all updated their piece, and some pieces are good. So I think that's an OrbX piece. I don't think that is the Azobo, but that's the Shard there. No, I don't know what that place is called, but it looks a bit like a landmarky bit. I can't remember. There is a cathedral as well. So I've never seen that building, so I don't know what that is. But yeah, they've still got little bits here and there that you can't see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head down this way, because what I thought was really cool, there was one thing that I really did think was pretty cool. If I can get down there, is the big London Eye, right? So let me just pause it just here, because that bridge down there, it's a pretty cool bridge, number one. Let me not pause it there, actually. Apologies. Right, let's go a little bit further. So I thought you could see what I was trying to point out, but you couldn't. So let's pause it just there. So if we go round, you got First of all, you've got Big Ben there. Is that St Paul's Cathedral, that one? I can't remember, but that's definitely Big Ben with the Houses of Parliament on the river. As you can see, we've got some boats now. And don't forget, this is live paused, right? We now have animated London Eye. It's animated. And I went in there. Oh, Westminster Abbey, of course it is. What a plonker. Cheers, Ian. So yeah, it's animated. And earlier on, I flew down there and I paused it like I did here, and I got the drone out and I went right into it, and it was really pretty cool to look at when you go a little bit closer. Right, we're going to go over to the BT Tower, I think, which I've locked. It's over that way. Right, so we're going to go over to the BT Tower now that we've some Big Ben and some other bits. Right. Well, there you go, mate. There you go. I do go down London a lot. I'm rubbish with stuff like that, though. I'll tell you what else. I'm rubbish with names, so I'll always remember a face, but names I'm really rubbish at. Yeah. And places, like names of places and stuff, you know. And a lot of the landmarks in London, you know, that's included in this, I've never even known. I've never even been to or anything, so yeah, it's interesting. Right then, so we're just gonna head back up this way. Where was that tower? Oh, it's over that way. Because what we're going to do is we're going to head over to now. Oh, actually, we're right on top of, which I kind of didn't want to do it here. We are on top of Buckingham Palace now. I'm going to go a different route. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the BT Tower, which is quite a well-known tower in London. It's not very spectacular. There's nothing spectacular about it too much. I just want to show you something when you get a bit closer. And then we'll stop for a cup of tea with the Queen. But this sim, I mean, I can't wait until A2A get involved. I say it on every stream. I do on FS2020, and I think what's going to tie me over until A2A is the Just Flight Arrow. I think that's what I'm kind of waiting for at the moment. It's still not going to be as realistic as the A2A stuff, but it's going to be a tad better than maybe some of the planes, the default planes. Now I'm going to pause it here. And anybody that knows the BT Tower's got, look, it's animated like screens and stuff at the top. And as you can see, that's spinning. It's just little details, you know, and for VFR it's pretty cool just to see. Anyway, I just want to show you that. Now let's go round again. And this time we'll try and go to Buckingham Palace. And the issue I've got with Buckingham Palace, I always bloody lose it. So I always end up losing the Queen. I normally end up going too far to the right. Let me just have a look at me map. Yeah, right. So this time I've probably not got. I can see it now, I think. No, I can't. Am I coming from a completely wrong, different angle that I'm used to or something? Anyway, let's just go this way, because I'm sure down this road. Ah, here we go. So this is the Mall, or the Mall, or what Mall, or Mall, the Mall, and there's Buckingham Palace. There we go. There's the fountain. There's the gates. Now, I'll tell you something. You can tell there's a lockdown. Let's just pause it. You can tell there's a lockdown because I tell you, normally. Outside them gates, there's just loads and loads of people, tons and tons of people, and yeah, and the guards usually march down here and go around the back, and then they do the changing of the guard. So I don't know. There's a couple of booths there and a couple of booths there, and that's where the guardsmen, which actually one of my brother-in-law, who was also my best friend, he was a guard. So yeah, Interesting story, bro. So there's Buckingham Palace, and I did say I was going to have. It is the Queen in. That's the question. The Queen in. Well, there's the flag, and there isn't a flag, so she's not in. But we can still have a drink to her with the old brewski cup of tea. Cheers, my dear. Hey up, cook. Welcome to the stream, and I'm just about to unpause, and off we go. Right, so off to the next waypoint. Let's think. We're going to go to. We're going to do a bit of a zigzaggy pattern actually. I never saw this before. So I've never been to the botanical gardens, right? So really, what I should do actually is I'm going to go to Wembley Stadium first, because there's a lot of stuff down the bottom by the botanical gardens that it would mean that I'd be going zigzagging like a madhead, which obviously isn't the best. So let's head over to Wembley Stadium, which I'm sure Ian's well versed on how to get to. See, the thing is, I go to London a lot and I visit all these places, but because I get the tube, you don't have like a sense of direction. It's proper strange because it's all underground. You're just like, you jump on a tube, you go, oh, I'm going to end up in wherever, and off you go, and you come out from the underground, and you're there, and it's like, oh, I'm here. Let's go somewhere else, and you go under, get on the tube, and then you end up somewhere else, and you're like, you don't grasp how close things are or where things are. At least I don't, anyway. I don't. Let's just have a little look-see over the dash there. So 1,000 feet at the moment. I can see Wembley. It's in the distance, so I can use my my pigeon's instinct to get myself over to Wembley Stadium. Yes, it does. I'm sorry if you can hear me swallowing. This microphone picks up absolutely bloody everything. I'm not complaining though, because I love the new microphone. Love it. But yeah, it does. It has the big arch. The one thing I've not done is change the time, because I know in real life, in the real world, the huge arch actually lights up, I believe. Yeah, so you can see it just there. I'll keep it up to the what I'll do is I'll stop outside, because I always love doing this anyway. So I'll stop outside and I'll change the time of the sim, and I just love looking at the lights. But what I want to do is I want to go to Wembley, go to the other bits, go and land at this other airport that I've never been to before, but I think I might. I want to look. I like the look of it, yeah. And then I'm going to head back through London in the dark. I'm going to turn the lights off, just to see how like the Shard lights up and things like that. I'm going to go through the Thames that kind of way, and then hopefully land at London City again. And if I've got time after doing all of that, I'll go somewhere else where there's some updates. Where there's been some updates. Right, and so here's Wembley. See, I chose a really slow plane on purpose, just so that we can just take in the sights and. Leroy Jenkins. Oh my god. Oh my god. That played the sound before I saw the sound alert in the chat. Oh. Leroy Jenkins. Right, and so here's the Wembley Stadium. So what we'll do is we'll just stay here for a moment, like so. And I just want to show you the outside for a minute. Oh, I'm hitting the microphone again. My bad. Hey up. Oh, Chris. Hope you're okay, mate. Just using the yoke again, as always. So we've got the Wembley Stadium. And what's interesting is I went to a concert. I went to a Coldplay concert with like a load of people. We come out, wherever you come out, you kind of come round here, and we ended up going down there. And then you come down here, and there's some like tube station around here that they were trying. Everyone was getting jam packed in. But let's see what happens when we change the time. Now, I'm not expecting it to, because obviously, whoa, check that out. That is pretty cool. I mean, it's not multicoloured, but it's definitely lit up, you know. And look at London. That's just stupid, isn't it? You know. Yeah, they could have done that. They could have done the car parks, but the problem is, they could have done like a lot of people would ask for all sorts all the time, you know, and it's so hard that they can't make everything, you know. But yeah, cool. Let's jump in. Let's jump back in then. Right, let's unpause that and let's get moving. Lots to see. Lots to see. So we're going to head back over to the Botanical Gardens, Twickenham, and then we're going to head over Heathrow, and I'm expecting some lag over Heathrow because it's a custom-built airport, and, well, it's huge, so I'm expecting some issues there. But we're actually heading over then to... I don't know why I came round here. There was something round here. There was another stadium, I believe. Oh, Windsor Castle. That's why. There was Windsor Castle. And then I'm heading up to there. And that's where I'll kind of do a Yui.
And you're crying. Then who's flying this plane?
If I'm not flying and you're not flying, then who's flying this plane? So yeah, so as I say, I've been. If you've got any issues with the sounds, look at me, I'm flying. But if you've got any issues with the sound in terms of the microphone, if there's background noise or anything like that, please give me a shout, because it might still need a bit of tweaking. It might be fine, but it might still need tweaking. Right then. Manchester Barton. So I had Manchester Barton in X-Plane 11 by Orbex, and it was absolutely amazing. It was brilliant. But I've not actually looked at it in the... I've not looked at it in the sim since the update in FS2020, so I could do that. Maybe I can go to Manchester Barton, have a look around there, see if there's any like spots to look at around. I'm not really familiar with that area. I don't really go up there, but I don't mind go and have a little mosey around. Then I can land at Liverpool. I don't know. We'll see. Right, are we heading in the right general direction? Because this is where I'm going to get lost now, because this is the part of London that I'm not familiar with. I don't normally venture out all the way over here. I'll normally stay over there somewhere. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's just stupid, isn't it? And the sim just runs like, if you consider how much autogen is in that scene, and the clouds and the plane and the graphics, you know, and it's not perfectly smooth, but it's smooth enough to not take away that like immersion. So I'm more than happy with it, and you know, I'm just waiting for a realistic plane to jump on board, you know. Cheers for saying the sound, yeah, about the sounds. Cool, thanks for that. You do have I do have a 2080 Ti, but my CPU's the bottleneck as well, so it's not all about the GPU. I don't even know what I'm looking out for. Does anyone know what they're looking out for? That's going to be on the left-hand side. I don't know what side of the river we're on. Oh, it's on the other side of the river. in this like funny thing. Is it just like a... Oh, maybe it's that down there. I'm just going to drop it down, drop it like it's hot. Yeah, I've overclocked my 4790 as well. It's 4.4 gigahertz, but it's only a quad core. Okay, so we've got some bits here. I'm just going to call them bits because I don't really know what I'm looking at. If anyone has any familiarity with botanical gardens, please feel free and let me know if that is anything accurate. Another little building over there. Another little building over there. We also need to have a look at Twickenham, which we're kind of heading over that way. Anyway, so we'll head that way. Thorpe Park. Oh, where's Thorpe Park? Kew Gardens Pavilion. Okay. Twickenham. Hold up, that looks like a stadium-ish. Or is it just another building? That's the question. I think it looks like a stadium. Thorpe Park. Did they include that in their update though? Because if it wasn't, then it won't be there. I don't know. Yeah, this looks like it's Twickenham. There's Heathrow. We can see Heathrow. It's bloody massive, you know. We're going to completely violate the airspace in a moment and just go and fly directly straight over that bad boy. But it gives us a good view of what, you know. It gives us a good view of Heathrow, I suppose, you know. Now I'm just going to do a little dippy turn here because look at this. Yes, Twickenham. Bit of ruggers. Anyone else into a bit of the rugby? I support Leicester Tigers. Oh yeah, England. Yes. Sorry if you're not an England fan, but there we go. Now I'm not a die-hard sports person, so don't ask me about players or results or anything like that. But I just like to keep track every now and again. Do a live flyover over Heathrow. Ah yeah, you know how it goes. Was there anything in this side of the... No, so we're going to go over Heathrow, generally to Windsor Castle. That's where we'll look out for these two big blobs of water and we'll try and make our way out. Thanks for the follow, Cook. I'm also on I'm on Discord, as you can see in the chat now. I'm also on YouTube, so if you ever miss my stream, you can always catch up on the streams. So feel free to follow me on Discord, YouTube, whatever, as well, if that's what you're into. Did I finish my cup of tea? No, I didn't. Now, if the so I went to say two things at once then, which doesn't come out very well, you know. So the microphone has a nice mute button as well, but then you can unmute it and it comes back. No, it's called a Yeti, a blue Yeti, and I literally went for the classic. I didn't go for the Nano or the Pro or anything like that. I just went for the classic, and I bought a cheap microphone stand which come with this lovely... Ian will know what this thing is. It's the I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like a piece of cloth, and it stops the booming of your voice. Oh, I keep hitting it because my throttle's underneath it, and I was just pointing up here and I end up bashing it. A pop filter, that's the one. Pop filter. Pop. Poppity pop. Why are you saying no to the Blue Yeti? Why are you saying no to the Blue Yeti? Don't diss the Blue Yeti. This is the first time I've used it on stream. It's not. Listen to my voice. It's not expensive. It's quite cheap. My headset was more expensive than that microphone. And now I don't even use that. I don't even use that microphone. So here's Heathrow, and we're just completely violating all rules because we're just hovering. Yeah, it's only 120. Do you know how much my... Well, I'm not going to go there, actually. If you join my Discord, I'm going to post a picture of my setup on my Discord again with the updated microphone and stuff, and you can definitely have a look. Now, I'm more than happy with the Blue Yeti. I am more than happy with it. You know, it doesn't matter how much you'd say it's overrated. I'm chuffed with it. Right, we're not quite there yet. Look, we're probably going a bit out of our way, so we need to go a little bit more to the right, because obviously, which is quite cool actually, because we get to do a little bit of a dip and we get to see some of this stuff here. And considering this is like custom built airport, my sim is still proper smooth. So there's one body of water, there's the other body of water, and I think that in the distance is the castle. So yeah, lots of static planes down there. I haven't got AI on. I don't tend to fly with the AI on because I don't use the ATC, and I don't want to have like issues about coming to land. Oh, that was one thing I did do earlier. Ian will be interested in this probably. So earlier, I'm currently furloughed and I'm homeschooling my son, and it means I can't stream because I've got to be on call with my lad. But what it did mean was I went on my flight sim and I was having a bit of a fly, and I wanted to use my new mic with VATSIM. Now, I haven't been on VATSIM for probably about 12 months. So I jumped at Liverpool and I did some circuits at Liverpool. And I really enjoyed it, actually. I did some circuits on FS2020. Was I in the one? Yeah, I was in the 172. So a little bit faster than this. Well, quite a lot faster than this. And yeah, I was just doing. I did some circuits, and the microphone was absolutely superb. Treated me well. The only thing I struggle with at the moment, because I've got my yoke back and I have my keyboard on top of my yoke. I can't remember how I used to do it. You see, I used to have a whiteboard, and when the ATC used to give me instructions and whatever, I used to write it all down, and then I could wipe it clean and write down new commands and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's I just didn't have anywhere to put it. I was like, oh, where do I put that? Else, I probably would if I did it more often and got used to it, I could fly on VATSIM all the time. But because I only do VFR and not IFR, I kind of stopped doing it. So we're getting there, people. We're getting there. So we're gonna head out to Windsor Castle. I want to go and land at that airport because apparently I think it's a new airport that they've done. And then I don't know whether I'm going to go back into London or not. Because I know Chris wanted... What time is it, people? Let me have a look at the time. It's only 8:15. So yeah, maybe I will. I'll go back into London. We'll turn the lights down and we'll go into a night flight back into London City. Looking at the Shard and things like that overnight. And then we'll just follow the Thames if we can. And then what we'll do is I'll reload the sim. I'll go into Barton for Chris. Now, Chris is basically... Oh, I'm getting a bit of stutter here. This is interesting. So this castle is causing me a bit of bother. But that is just mental. Look at that. I'll have a drink to that. Oh, now it's calmed down, so I don't know what that was. Oh. It's on and off. It's a bit intermittent at the minute, but... Right, where are we going? So now we've gone over Windsor Castle. We're now heading all the way up to EGTB, which I've never been to before, but we'll head that way. Right, let's crank up the RPMs up a little bit more than what they are. Get that speed going. I mean, it's cool just looking at the scenery anyway. I mean, like, look at that down there. It's like boats. Lots of boats. I don't know what this is. Look at that. Yeah, no worries, Cook. Take care, mate. Thanks for the follow. There's something in that general direction. There's something that it doesn't like, but who knows what it could be. Could be anything. Could be anything. What I don't like about this as well is when you're in drone cam, you can't control the plane. So at the minute I'm not steering that plane. You can't control the plane. You have to come out of drone cam, control it, and then go back into it. You know, and even then you can't, you know. So yeah, it's a bit... Okay, so the sim sound is a bit low. I can improve that though, pretty easily. Give me 1 second. Right. Is that better? I won't go too far, but I do love this sim. I know you're not a huge fan because the I can do it a bit better if you want, you know, Ian. I can do more. Let me have a look. Let me have a look a bit more. Do you need any more than that? Oh, let's pop outside 1 minute. I've just got to close the volume mixer just to... And I'll just talk over this bit just to make sure that you can still hear me and all that. And I think that's the noisiest place I'm going to be, is quite up close. So yeah, cool. I'll leave it at that. I'll have to remember that I'm going to have to update some of my volumes if my... just keep hitting my bloody microphone on me. It's alright. I've got to have to remember I'm going to have to turn up and down some of my other like sims and games that I stream as well, because it's either that or I've got other options. I could do stuff, but it's all good. Cheers, Ian. Thanks for that. So how's work anyway? Are you still working? You still doing the things that you've been doing for the past God knows how long? I don't think I'm going to go back into London actually. What I'm going to do is I'll go straight to Barton, and we'll have a look, see what they've done for Barton, if anything. I don't know if it's included in the update. I remember seeing something in that direction, but I don't know. I don't know whether it was included or not. But yeah, we'll go to Barton, and then do you think that's the plane? Do you think that's the That's not the airport down there, is it? So you can't get any information, but it might be, you know. I don't know how big this place is. If I fly over it, I'll be able to see, won't I? So let's just head to the right a bit. Let's just see if we can peer over. Can't see anything just yet. Sport's picked up recently, so it's improving. Yeah, I've seen you. I've seen you with the live streaming of the funerals. It's good in a way, because it lets all the family, you know, come and say their goodbyes and stuff, you know, and no, it's a nice thing to do that. Right, so I'm just going to drop my airspeed a little bit, because I'm sure somewhere around here we're not far off now. I think it could just be past them trees, but I don't even know whether this has a hard runway, a grass runway, or whatever. I mean, we're just past the motorway. Oh, there's an airfield there. So what's that? Do you think that is the one? Right, so what we're going to do is just drop some flaps. Now, as I said before, the flaps, they've broken the flaps, right, unfortunately. So we're just going to trim it down, bring it in. Coming like a bad boy Spitfire in a 170. So I'm going to land this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Barton and have a look at Barton. We're a little bit too high, but and you literally have to cut the throttle because it just doesn't. It wants to float. That's the problem at the moment. It wants to float. So expect some hard landings, where you're kind of forcing it to the ground. Oh, it wasn't so bad, was it? Right, the flaps up. I'm guessing we've got to go over there, but... And I've never been to this airfield before, so... I'm not sure whether there's a taxiway around here. What we'll do is we'll... I think you have to backtrack. I don't think there was one up here. I think we have to backtrack. Looks interesting anyway. So I love the 152 because it's nice and slow, and I just love the cockpit. The cockpit is just amazing. Yeah, I just love it. The only thing that it's missing that I'd love to have is like a GPS unit. I'd love to have a GPS unit in this. So instead, I kind of I cheat and I use the map, and you could, if you knew the areas and stuff, you could. Oh, here we go. Here's the taxi. Look. Well, let's just do things a little bit proper here. Let's just turn the strobes off, flick the taxi, and turn off the landing. Should leave the mixture out, but wow, they've done this up quite nice. Nice little airfield, this. See, I never actually... Oh, hold up. Do you know what? Do you know why this is such a nice airfield? Because it's bloody... I'm not familiar with the name. The name of this airfield is actually Wickham Airfield, right? And it's actually by Orbex. No wonder this is so good. It's because it's part of my payware Orbex product. And yes, I do love this. And one of the best things I like about this airfield, we're just going to chop these people in half. If you could, do you know what? If you could turn that person off and put people in the right place, I'd love that. Well, we're just going to park at 15. Alright, let's just park it there for a minute. Right. There's one thing I love about this airfield. Oh, where's my parking brake? There's parking brake. Right. Kind of cheating here, but let's just turn all this stuff off for the minute. Oh god. Bloody zooms. Right, there we go. Right. Oh, continue. Let's just ignore that for a minute. Right, so the one thing I love about this airfield, and I've showed it before in my sim, right? On my stream, sorry. You've got these lovely, wicked parking spots, right? But the tower is over here. Now, this is Orbex. It isn't FS a Zobo update, it's Orbex. I thought it was a Zobo because it got marked on the map when I was selecting airfields. But I think it was marked because it was Orbex, and that's that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a storm, right? I'm surprised there's no... Why is it not storming already? Storm? No storm. About rain. Not quite. Yeah, there's a bit of rain there. Let's go storm again. It doesn't like that, does it? It doesn't like the fact that I want a storm, and it's very windy. I think there's a lot of wind, but not so much rain. So what we'll do, we'll just do rain instead, right? Let's just get back in there. Yeah, so there's a bit of rain. Is there a bit of rain? Normally there's loads of rain when it rains. Yeah, it's not raining. Oh, what a shame. The thing that I wanted to show you, it's not letting me show you because it's not giving me any rain. It's definitely got that there. So that's clear skies. What's live weather like at the minute? Let's go back to overcast. Then rain. I'll have to do that another day, but yeah, I've showed it before. But all the glass, as you can see the reflections, all the glass, the rain goes on the glass and it trickles down, and it's just, I'm not going to spend 3 hours on looking at glass, but yeah, there we go. Right, so excuse me for coughing down the microphone. It's not as easy as just flipping it up anymore. If I have to mute, I have to grab this here and go like, oh, that, and mute that. But yeah, right. So I'm going to quit this. I'm going to go to the main menu. Right, that was a good flight. I enjoyed that flight. Now I'm going to load into Barton. Quote of the week from Jim. Normally there's plenty of rain when it rains. That's what I said. Oh, what a numpty. I love it. When there's, you know what I mean though, it was in the sim. It wasn't like real, I wasn't talking about real life. It was in the sim. Right, Barton. No, I wasn't, I can find Barton. Let me just, because Barton is not so far. So there's actually there's Barton. Old Trafford. Goodison Park. So we can actually, I don't know what that building looks like. We can actually do some Liverpool's like stuff here. We won't go over Manchester because, well, it's Manchester. What we'll do, let's start off at Barton. Right. Start there. Let's choose a parking. Oh, I hate it when it does that, look, as well, you know. So let's just choose parking 10 as the ramp. And the arrival airport, we're going to use Liverpool, because I love Liverpool. And I've got an add-on for Liverpool too. So there's Barton that you can't really see because of the big fat label. But we're going to first of all go to Old Trafford. And then we're going to go, I'd like to go down to, I don't know what that looks like. So let's go down there as well, just for fun of it. So you go boom, boom, boom. Then we're going to go to there. It puts it in a completely different order. And Goodison Park, we're pretty much there anyway. So we're going to go from Barton down to these, up towards Old Trafford again, by Barton again. I don't think that's going to work. And then straight over to that and over there. We're just going to change the time to, say, 1 o'clock or whatever, 12:30, whatever. Right, let's go do this. Fly. I'm just going to swap while I'm here. I'm just going to swap my glass out, my cup for my glass, even. So this is how good the RTX voice is. So I've got the microphone on, it's really sensitive. You can hear every word I'm saying, yeah. But watch this. I'm hoping it still works. It worked this morning. Now, and where? Oh, it does a little bit. It does a little bit, but not a lot. Not a lot. I bet my wife's going, what's he clapping his hands at? Weirdo. What a weirdo. That cookie guy, man, raining on my parade. How dare he? How dare he knock my Yeti blue microphone? No, no, no. Nah, I love it. I saw people. I've heard people with them, and I thought, wow, they do sound good. But then I couldn't know whether or not it was going to be worth my while. But wow, I'm so glad I did. Right, let's go into let's just freeze my head for a minute because it's not froze my head. There we go. Because I know Chris was interested in this, and I had the Orbex version, right? And in all honesty, they've done quite a decent job, really. I mean, from what I can remember with the Orbex version, you know, like they had the tower with them like weird hanger things. Look, City Airport control. Look at that. We've got some like main air flying school. I love the build. I love the like the effects on the buildings. That's so cool. Look at that. Like I think they call it the PBR, don't they? Like where it's got different materials, where it's shininess. The shininess is different. I like that kind of stuff. Self-fuel zone. And then we've got some parking spots over here, right next to the runway. What we've got out here is it this little road, look. So how'd you get into the airport? Where'd you get in? Where's the entrance? So that's the taxiway, so that's not going to be the entrance to the airport. It's a bit further down here. I'm sorry if I'm boring you to death, people, by the way. I'm just very curious. It's pretty accurate. Yeah. Oh, nice. See, I'm looking forward to, funny you should say that, I'm looking forward to Coventry Airport. There's a company, an add-on developer. Ah, yeah, look, it's got the runway on the, and the tower as the playground. I think that's actually quite accurate. I remember that from the X-Plane one. But yeah, sorry, there's a company creating Coventry, and that's where I flew the 172. So I'm eager to get hold of that once it's released. We've got like some cars here. What else we got? What's over here? So I've never been to Barton Airfield. Flight Academy helicopter. Bit of helicopter action there. Some hangars over the back. I don't think we want to go to. Looks like they're building a new building. And I'm guessing that's the way in. So it's the airport garage. It's where you put your 172 in for service. Such a plonker. What a wally. Manchester flight training. Okay, so yeah, so you're going to whip into these gates. Look, I've got to go and find my plane now. What about this sign over here? Yep, where do we need to go? I think we need to go through here. Yeah, we've got a pass. We can go wherever we want. Got to find my plane. Is that my plane? Right, we're going to take off. We're going to have a little lucky round. Right, let's get in the old planeo. Oh God, I hate these bloody blokes. You don't need them. And if I was to fly a plane, I wouldn't be parking it the way they dump you in here. I'd be pointing the opposite bloody direction. Anyway, let's move on. Right then, so we will need to actually, before we head out, just in case we don't want to be running out of fuel, so we shouldn't be going on for too long. Clickety click. Beacon should have been on. That's good. Obviously, you would do your prime if it was actually realistic. You'd have to do a prime. But obviously it isn't, so you can just start it. There we go. We're going to put taxi light on, nav. Right, so now I've got 80, so I'm just going to cheat here a little bit and just press B, which will set my altimeter, just because I can't bother to search for the nearest ATIS. So we'll turn that on. We'll crack that out of there, and I ain't got a clue where I'm going, but we're going. There's a runway there, so that's a 02 and a 20, so 20, sorry. So I'm wondering where the bloody, okay. I don't know where I'm going. That looks like a runway. I mean, that's the problem with these grass ones, that what we're going to do is just going to give it one notch of flaps, and maybe that isn't the runway. I'm going to just taxi all the way down to the bottom, and then we're going to hook onto the one going in the opposite direction. Look at this. This is craziness. I should have looked at an aerodrome chart maybe, but So yeah, so I was on VATSIM earlier doing some VFR circuits, and that was quite fun. I've not done that for like about 12 months. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it while homeschooling my son as well. So, what is that? Oh, it's some like. Oh, that's the marker for the runway. Another marker for the runway. And then we follow the dead brown grass, I think. And I think this is the runway, but I like that. I think that's pretty cool. So it's almost like the number is like dug out of the grass and then painted. And then they've kind of put like spots of paint like on the outside where it's been repainted. I don't know, I just quite like that. It's sad but true. Right, where are we heading first? We've got to head back on ourselves. So we're out of London now, and we're going to be heading round Manchester and Liverpool. So see you later, Barton. I kind of wonder what would be the quickest or the better route. Would it be better to just go there, head over to there? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that instead, actually. So we're going to head south towards Manchester Airport. So let's just pull that RPM back. We should have raised the flaps as well, which were good. So south. Do you want to have a look at it from the air, Chris? Do you want to have a look from the air? Not sure. We can definitely head that way. These crazy round buildings. And actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I just pause out there for a second and just head out, is that meant to be the Barton Football Club? Probably is, isn't it? It doesn't look very good there, but in the X-Plane Orb-X version, I'm hoping that Orb-X, which I think they will eventually, they'll port over pretty much all their products, won't they? So so it was the dirty grass that we was following there. Just kind of like going up in the air there for no apparent reason whatsoever. That's pretty cool. I like it. That'd be a nice little trip on VATSIM actually, from Liverpool to Barton, but going like a longer route, so you don't have to go through what you call it, Manchester airspace, because that's just a bloody nightmare. There's a channel in the middle of Manchester and Liverpool, and yeah, it gets confusing because I never know who to call when I'm going through that channel. Right, so we're going south at the moment. We're going to head straight down. We can't go straight south, but we're going to go to Manchester, fly over Manchester to get to the Jodrell Bank Observatory. So far everything's playing ball, everything's smooth. On the longer flights, though, I do find that it does sometimes introduce a bit of stutter, and so other people on the forums have said that. There's still a long way to go, but as a platform, it's amazing. It really is. I mean, I don't know what that all is down there. Look at that. Is it like logs, or it could be storage containers? God knows. Yeah, so we're going through an area at the minute where it's not liking something, and when it does that, it has a slight stutter and then it goes away. But anyway, I'm not going to spend the whole stream moaning about that, you know. There's no point. Let's just head this direction. Suppose, oh yeah, we can now. So we can see Manchester Airport in the distance. There's the towers. There's 2 runways at Manchester. I flew out of Manchester a couple of times actually to go to Florida. And yeah, it's a nice little airport. I've stopped over in there in a Premier Inn. I think it was a Premier Inn that was just on the outskirts of the Manchester Airport region. So it's good. Hi Joes, welcome mate. We've done a bit of a tour around London. Now we're just going to have a little mosey around. We looked at Manchester Barton because that's a new addition to the world update on FS2020. We're also looking at some of the landmarks around Liverpool as well. So and then we're going to finish off by going into Liverpool. Yep, brand new microphone. Got a blue Yeti with all the fancy gear. I can't even remember what he called it again. What was that thing called again? It was a pop filter, I think. So yeah, pop filter, but it's absolutely brilliant. It picks up everything. When I first turned it on, I did a dummy call to Lewis from A2A, and I said to him, I need to test my microphone, so jump on quick. So he jumps on, and I'm starting talking, and you could hear my wife and my son talking in his bedroom, which is like the other side of the house. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to have to do something about that, because otherwise when I'm streaming, everyone will hear my outside, like, people talking. I'll be like, I can't have that. But I've managed to do a bit of tweaking and a bit of fiddling around, and sorted that out now. So hopefully you won't hear any of my son going off on one, or my wife's private conversations, or anything like that. So yeah, so this is Manchester. It's a bit derelict. They didn't do anything with Manchester, I don't think. Yeah, it'd be good once. I mean, as I say, the Orbex are starting to bring stuff in, and I think I was saying at the start of the stream that my Newcastle airport scenery from Orbex before the update, it was whenever I turned my head to the side, or that side, or whatever side, it was causing a really bad stutter. It was like stuttering and then going back to normal, like in a split second. But it was just killing it, and I ended up uninstalling it because it just didn't work. But since the new update, I've reinstalled it, and I had a go of it earlier on, and it's back to normal now. So it's back to, you know, you can look and look how empty that is. You see, I like Manchester, but the parking for the GA used to be there, but I don't think they have GA anymore, really. And it's just commercial and stuff. But there's two runways, a left and a right. But we're bypassing that because we're going over to the Jodrell Bank Observatory. I don't know what I'm looking out for, but we are definitely going to just have a little look at that. How come that's not vanishing? There we go. So I'm guessing, I think I can see something down here, so let's just head towards that, and I'm sure that's probably where we're meant to be going. And I'm using the lovely fulcrum again tonight, because we're in a plane with a yoke, and Leroy Jenkins. Yeah. Ah, Lucy's wifey. Hey up, Christine. How are you? How are you? Do I sound like Terry Wogan? My new microphone. The Woganator. Ah, Kristen, you'd like this, right? Listen to this. So, got my new microphone. It's got the pop filter on it and everything. It looks like a studio microphone when you walk into my room. I'm going to post a picture on my Discord of my setup, but it is actually Rob. Rob sounds like Terry Wogan. He's so smooth. I can't replace that. I'm a brummie. Can't do that. But anyway, so it looks like a studio. I was testing some stuff out, and my wife came in, and I went sing into the microphone like it's your studio, like, you know, like sing your song like you're famous, and she sang a song, and I turned around and I went, you do know I'm streaming? And she went ballistic, and I went, I'm not really. See, if I would have got the salted tea treatment, wouldn't I? So oh, look at the view. That is just beautiful. Beautiful. Epic. Leroy Jenkins. Where's this bloody thing gone? I think that's it. But then I don't know what I'm looking out for. But I'm going in that general direction just to see what the... Yeah, it can't be far, right? Can't be far now. Yeah, she did hit me. It was good. It was a good joke, actually. I thought I pulled it off quite well. I was like, sing into the microphone, you know, sing like you're famous. And she sang, and then I went. I wasn't joking. I was streaming. And she went, oh. I went, not really. And then she went ballistic, as anybody would. Hey, anybody would. What are we looking out for? Whoa. I honestly don't know what I'm even looking for here. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I think it is just that building there. I think it's just that. Let's go down. Let's have a look. Next time, make sure you're actually streaming. No, don't be silly. I'd get stabbed. The worst I used to get when I was streaming is my son would come and knock on the door. If my wife was out, he'd come and knock on the door. And because I've got noise cancelling headphones, I can't hear a thing. So just like, I'd just hear like a little... I'm like, what the bloody hell's that? Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at... Wow. I was like completely writing this thing off, but look at that. That is pretty cool. Ooh. Now I'm into my spacey kind of stuff. I like space. I like the International Space Station. So this is actually, if you want to know, the Jodrell Bank Observatory. So if you Google that, that's what you're going to end up looking at. We're going to get zapped in a minute. And this thing rotates, look. It's on tracks. Wow. That's pretty cool. I like that kind of stuff. Anyway, right, where's our next waypoint? So we've got to head back up towards Liverpool. So let's go that way. We're falling out of the sky as well, which isn't good. because I can't fly tonight. Yeah, he's going live, any because he does his racing on a Monday night. But you have a good one. Take care. Say hello to him for me. I might join him after this. Might join him. Cheerio. See the other thing. See that? I'm kind of like looking at that, thinking, what the hell's that? Is that a river? And I want to go over there, but then I don't want to go over there. Maybe another day. Cheerio. Only go to lurk and get the points. Yeah. Birmingham's the centre of the known universe. Ian, what have you got against Birmingham tonight? Jeez. Wow. You've been all Birminghamist. Oh, I'll tell you what they did introduce. Now this is... I'm not impressed with this, Ian. You know that I am a Birmingham City football fan. I'm not a die-hard fan, but I used to be many years ago. But they added Aston Villa Football Club Stadium and not Birmingham City Football Club. Even though they did further updates around Birmingham, why on earth wouldn't you do Birmingham City Football? I don't get it. I'm curious as well what that is, because we're kind of heading towards it and I don't know what it is, but we're going there. We're going there. I love this 152. I might start. See, I would love to do a repaint, but it would take me so long to do a repaint. I would love to do a repaint on this 152 though. As I say, it's not got a GPS, but I can always just do that. You know what I mean? And I don't mind that. And I could also do radio navigation, but, well, you know. Faffing around with bloody radios, you know what I mean? Yeah, it does look a bit like Power Station, doesn't it? I've kind of lost it again now, but did it go beyond the clouds or something? I've got to just trim down a touch because I'm just forcing the yoke down a bit, and I don't want to trim my aircraft. Have you got a yoke, Ian? Just curious. Just curious. Because I know you was thinking about getting one, and I didn't know whether you went for the honeycomb or not. I might have a look at doing a repaint for this and just see if I can do it quite quickly, which is, it's impossible really. By the time I've done a repaint for this, I do fly it a lot though, but by the time I've done a repaint for this, other add-ons are going to be available, and then I'm probably not going to fly it, and then I'll be like, well, that was a waste of bloody time, wasn't it? I've never done a repaint. Pardon me. I'm sorry if you heard that, by the way. I just burped. My bad. I've never done a repaint on a 152. I've done them on 172s, but not a 152. Yeah, I'll tell you something. That the Warthog, the flight stick, absolutely amazing piece of kit. You know, but if you, I have to say this, and it's not because I'm getting paid to say this or anything like that, because I'm completely not. But if you like the feel of the Warthog stick, for instance, the fulcrum yoke, the plastic on it, on the yoke itself is the strong plastic that you get on the. It's very similar to what you get on the the flight stick, and likewise all the internals, everything's metal, and the sensors inside are very similar sensors to the flight stick as well. I've just got to check this. Oh, Lewis is is smashing cars, apparently. But yeah, so you know, it's very similar, kind of build quality. If you ask me, I don't know if Chris from Fulcrum would want me to say that, but I must admit, even the yoke is metal. What this, the front bit, the bit that you hold on to. I know the shaft is. I don't think the front was. But it just reminds me. It reminds me of the flight stick. When I bought the flight stick and then I got the yoke, I was like, it's very similar kind of build quality. I love it. Oh, fair enough. It must be like, because it's painted, isn't it? It's like painted in something. Anyway, you know that I'm in love with this bloody thing. Every time I fly, do you know I was going to fly a different plane tonight, and I went through all the planes in FS, all the GA planes, not the big ones, but all the GA planes, and I went through and I was like, do I fly that one? And instantly I went into cockpit view, looked down, oh, it's a joystick, no, I'm not going to fly that one. And then I went to another one, oh, it's a joystick, damn it. And that's why I thought, because I thought the 172 is too fast for me to do this stuff tonight, and I wanted to go a bit slower, so that's why I went for the 152 tonight, because it's got a yoke. Yeah. The only thing that I've noticed, Chris, is more. It's not the fact that it can be helped, to be fair, with anyone, because you can't. All planes are different, and you're trying to adapt one yoke to. I'm glad you've told me that, because I can actually say that from now on. Because to me, I always thought it was just that really, really hard plastic, but no, fair play, loving it. I'll spread that word 100%. But I tried to fly in P3D V5. I tried to fly the what you call it? What was it? It was the A2A B17, and because I think it's because of that the turn radius. You know, you were saying how the yoke's got like a 180 degree turn. Well, the B17 doesn't. And in order to get any kind of good turn in it, you had to almost turn the yoke fully to the right to get it to even budge. And it was a bit like, oh man, what was that? So I think what I should be able to do is look at the aircraft config and update some of the values in there to give it just that little bit more of a compensation, or even change the whole radius of the B17. I know it's not realistic, but at least it'll give me the correct feel. But I'm gonna have a little play around with it and see. Hi Phil, hope you're well, mate. Hope you are well. What time is it? I've got the time. Let me just have a look at the time. 9:10. Okay. So I was just curious what the time was. So Liverpool is somewhere down here. There's Liverpool. So we'll just head towards Liverpool, and then we'll go past Liverpool. Yeah, this Phil, because I know you're interested in these things, but you see how smooth it is now, mate. I told you before when I was having issues with turning my head and it was stuttering. I never had that before, and since the upgrade, since the latest update, it doesn't do it anymore. And if you think, you've got all this. I've just come out of London. The beginning of this stream was London, and yeah, and it was fine, no bother. The only thing with the UK update that I've noticed is I showed at the beginning of the stream. Let me come bring it back up and show you again. Let me see if I can find it. Right, it's just if I'm gonna crash, just let me know. Actually, I'm just gonna pause this for just a second, right? Because I'm gonna show you something. So let's go display capture and get to that. So the UK, London ended up like that. It looked like a bomb had gone off, and literally all the buildings are crumbled and just weird, as though you got the settings on low, like really bad. And what I've found is it was actually the photo telemetry part of the update. If you get rid of that, it all works fine. So you can still keep the landmarks and everything else. You just take away the photo telemetry, and away you go. But I thought I'd share that. I'm hoping they fix it. I thought it was just my sim, and I spent hours trying to figure it out. Look at that. I spent hours trying to figure it out, and I just couldn't figure it out. And then what I should have done in the first place is go on the bloody forums and see if anyone else is kicking a stink. And there's quite a few people saying that they've got a similar issue. The settings that I'm running at the moment, Phil, are not my settings. They are actually the NVIDIA Experience Optimized settings. However, I've made a few changes. But yeah, if you want me to go through my settings, I can show you my settings on the stream if you fancy. I'm going to land at Liverpool after I've gone to a couple of these little... I want to go to Anfield Stadium. I want to also look at... there's a couple of places... I can't remember what these places were called. There's Anfield... oh, there was two. Oh, Goodison Park, Anfield, and the Royal Liver building. So that's where we're kind of heading out. And I could have swore I had the weather not on live. I'm sure I changed that. Let's go back to scattered clouds and just get rid of the... I hate the wind layer. Crap wind layer. There you go, that's better. We can see where we're going now. I like live, but when I'm trying to figure out where I'm going, oh no, not when I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. When I'm trying to do like show people some stuff, you know, it's always useful to just go, put a few clouds up in the air. I've got Orbex Liverpool, which isn't by Orbex, but it's provided by Orbex. We're going to go and have a land there. We've seen it many times on my stream. Now I think I can see some big pieces of autogen round here, so I reckon that's where we need to head. The Grand National Racetrack. See, I couldn't even tell you where that is. Is that by Liverpool? I couldn't even tell you where that was. General chat. Well, someone joined my Discord. Nice. It's Aintree. Of course it is. Aintree. I don't know where that is. Even on the map, I couldn't find it on the map. So, I mean, I could open little nav map and find it on there. But yeah, I'm not familiar with the Liverpool area. It would be pretty cool to see though, wouldn't it? If I just go up a little bit higher and then float over the top. God, this plane is so slow. It's nice, it's good, it's just nice and relaxing, but I always worry that it's too boring for the stream. I wonder though, I've never tried this, and I'm just gonna try it. I might drop a few frames here, but I'll just have a look at something. Alright. Up of a long Oh no, I'm not dropping any frames at the minute. But, oh no, I'm not dropping any frames. Oh no, I need to mute myself though. Oh, that was horrible. There's like a 2-second delay, and I'm talking, and all of a sudden it repeats itself. Ugh, horrible. The one thing that's not happening at the moment as well is on my Restream chat app, it doesn't actually show me how many people are viewing. So I apologise if you are viewing and I've not said hello or anything like that. I do apologise. I was just curious if I can actually play it, but I can't seem to find out how to do it. Oh well. Well, I'm going to turn that off because it's not important. It's not important. Right, where's this Anfield? So I think it was more. Let's go up to 1,500 feet. See if we can spot it. I thought it was over here somewhere, but behind the. Yeah, I think that's it there, look, there we are. So we've got to head that way, and then we can look inside. We can go to Accrington Stanley. And this is Anfield, isn't it? Anfield's Liverpool. I bet you get someone who just goes all round the football stadiums that have been added just to go in and have a look. There it is, Liverpool. Where's the front? Is that the front, or is that the front? This looks like the front. There they are, look, Liverpool. Don't know how accurate the things are, but oh, actually, Goodison Park. That's a better one. Look at that, Everton. You can just see out the window. Now I've got to find that other little place, which is further down that way. I'm guessing it's over there. So we'll follow this. What's it called? It's not a. Not really a river, is it? Can't remember what it's called. What do they call it? Is it the Mersey? Merseyside. No, it isn't. It's not. It's not in. Thanks for pointing that out, Ian. Thank you. I'm not happy with that, Ian. I'm not happy with it at all. Are they trying to tell you something? Do you know what though? Don't start, I'll drop the ban hammer. You'll be banned. No, I've got an add-on that actually puts a lot of Birmingham landmarks in there, and it includes Birmingham City Football Stadium, and I had it in there. I removed it when they did the UK update because I thought it might clash, but I'm tempted just to stick it back in and see. Now I'm guessing it's this building here that I'm looking at. Well, maybe it isn't, but either way, these buildings look really cool. And that one, the big black one, that one. If anyone's from Liverpool, I apologise for my ignorance because I honestly don't have a clue what I'm looking for. It could be that building. Are we there yet? Oh, we've gone past it, so yeah, it was that building with the clock, I think. Right, now we're going to go in and we're going to land at Liverpool. And then, unless Follow the Manchester Ship Canal to Salford. What, up this way? Just keep going this way. I mean, I normally go to Liverpool, but I was going to land at Liverpool. Sell it round the world. You'll make a fortune after all, everyone. It's actually freeware. I love this sim. This is just, I know the planes are not spectacular, but I mean, look at that. I mean, that is just stupid. And you've got to appreciate that that is all actual roads, you know, like real world roads, not just some autogen that's been created and, you know, that's that. It's all realistic stuff. It's nice. It's nice stuff. We've got to be getting close to Liverpool. Oh, there's Liverpool. I think I can see it. So I'm going to land at Liverpool, and then we'll choose a different destination. How long have I got left? Let me have a look. It's 9:20. Yeah, I've got a little bit of. If you want me to check out another landmark, let me know what airport, and I'll see if there's a landmark nearby. I'm looking forward to the Just Flight Piper Hour. That's going to tie me over until A2A do anything spectacular. But likewise, Phil, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I had it in X-Plane 11. I had both the Piper Arrow 3 and the Turbo Arrow 3. I had both of them. And funny enough, it was the Arrow 3, not the Turbo one, that I enjoyed the most. But they were pretty much the same add-ons. The difference was the engine, the Turbo Arrow had that, like, the turbo lag, like the delay, and it used to just get on my wick. So yeah, so that's that. There's Liverpool. We're going to go in there. So let's go floaty, because currently there's a bug with the flaps, and it gives you double the lift. So it's interesting to come in and land. Got to Bell just now. Enjoy the rest. Cheers, mate. Thanks for joining, Ian. You take care, dude. Whoa. The lift you get from dropping them bloody flaps now is just nuts. I thought he says, got to go, babe. I was like, did he just call me babe? Must be the sexy new voice on the microphone. Hey there. See, I've not got mod planes really. No, I've not got any modded planes, because I like to keep it clean. My airspeed is far too slow for that. There we go, that's a bit better. I love it with the yoke. The fulcrum yoke fill in FS2020, it is just amazing. You know, like, I big it up on every stream, but seriously, FS2020 with the GA planes, because I know that you're into your GA planes. It's just amazing. So this is the Orbex Liverpool, which isn't made by Orbex. I can't remember who makes it, but if you go to the Orbex website and search for EGGP, you'll notice that this is Liverpool. The one thing I do see is, I'm going to do this because I have to, but there's 2 windsocks there and 2 posts, and I think that's a bug. I don't think that's... Oh, hello. I don't think that's meant to be like that. Right, so flaps up. We're going to go to the GA parking. But there's Liverpool for you. We're probably about to crash, but we're alright. We'll just keep going. So yeah, I did some VATSIM circuits at Liverpool earlier. I know I've said that about 3 times on this stream, but it's probably been about 12 years since... 12 years? It's probably been about 12 months since I did a VATSIM flight. So it was very nerve-wracking actually. I'm glad I didn't do it live on stream because yeah. Likewise, look, there's another 2 flags there. Something's not quite right there, is it? The rest of it though is fantastic. But oh, I didn't have my strobe lights or my landing lights on. I did the whole flight in my taxi setup. I'd be very interested to see if there was actually all these bloody windsocks. There probably is one there, and there probably is one at the other side, but not 3 of the buggers. Well, I'm going too fast. There we go. Keen Air. Yeah, this is probably one of my favourite airports ever. Like in the sim. Right. And you have these planes, right? I reckon I'm gonna dump mine next to that plane there, but do you think they are? Because that looks a bit... Oh, where? Oh no, I've gone too far now. But that looks a bit Liverpoolian, doesn't it? So they're probably custom built for this. But there we go. Parking brake on. Let's just drop all this back. Oh, it messes up with my sim, that does, doesn't it, when I do that. Right. I don't know what I shut it down for. I feel like I'm in an A2A aircraft and I'm not. So, I'm going to quit to the main menu. Has anyone got anything, anywhere that they want to see? And I'll see whether there's any landmarks around. Got an itch, man. If not, I'll probably have a look on the map and just see whether there's anywhere. So we've done a bit of Liverpool action there, look. I don't even know what that is. There are some others that I've already been to, so I went to Carnarvon Castle because I've been to Carnarvon Castle with my son. And I've been to a couple down here. So when you actually visit places, it removes the exclamation mark. Clifton Suspension Bridge. So you got like some places down here. See, the other one is Shoreham, right? Because you got Brighton Palace Pier, and that's a pretty cool one. And then you got obviously Cliffs of Dover, Southend Pier. Obviously, we've been through London. So Jersey, I don't think that's included in any of the... where is Jersey? Jersey's down here, isn't it? Was Jersey that one? Ugh. No, that's Alderney. Jersey's the bottom one. The thing is, Jersey's not anything special. It's not been redone, I don't think. I could always go there if you want me to go there. We can have a little look around. I have actually clicked an add-on. If you go on Orbex, there's an add-on, a free add-on, and it adds boats in this general area. In between these 3, Guernsey, Alderney, and Jersey. Let's go to there. I don't think I've got time to do this flight, by the way. I'm just plugging something in, and we'll just click fly. Oh, hello. That's my chair, not me. I don't know if you heard that, but I bet you bloody did. Oh, I'm still in the 152, I am not. Well. So yeah, it adds like boats and ships and stuff, which is pretty cool. I didn't really fly that for that long. I just jumped on, took off, made sure that everything, all the scenery was still loading up properly, and then I kind of got rid. But yeah, we can have a look. Eventually, when it eventually loads, but it's worth it in the end. It's worth it in the end. Oh, I didn't click. Oh, damn it. I didn't click. 1 minute. So what is it? Your voice sometimes breaks up. Okay, I think that could be the gate. 1 minute. Let me have a look. It could be my noise gate. I don't know if I have to increase it or lower it. Not sure. Right, so that might be a bit better, but I'm not sure. I might have to just bring my microphone up a little bit and a little bit closer to my mouth. I've knocked it so many times though tonight that it's probably not done it so good. I've moved its position and all that. Right, so is there anything specific you want to see from Jersey, mate? Or was it just a little fly around Jersey? Because Jersey Airport's not been done. Look at the lift you get off the flaps. Didn't even have to do anything, just took off. Nothing specific, just lifty lifty. I'm flying. Oh, cool. Cheers, Chris. I will definitely have a look. I've literally just that second closed my Discord. Piddle off. I don't want to be dealing with you. Did you like my screenshots? And yeah, always love your screenshots, dude. It's cool, just like posting in. Now I'm not sure, but this has started to get a bit stuttery, but it sometimes does that every now and again. You might like them after tonight's stream, Barn. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll have a look. Because then if I spot anything, I might so I'm just moving my head because it's gone a bit stuttery, and then it sometimes sorts itself out, and then sometimes it could be the boats. That wicked free add-on that I was telling you about, all these little boats. I'm wondering if they're animated, but I'm not sure. I'm probably going the wrong way to Alderney as well, but yeah, completely the wrong way. Right. Yeah, I'll have to have a look. I mean, as I say, I had it for X-Plane 11, and they did a really good job of it. It was a really cool place to go. What direction we got to go? Pretty much northeast-ish. Yeah. Yeah, I might get rid of that boat. I think it was the boats that did it, but What football team do you support, Phil, or are you not into the footy? You're not really into the football? Because you've got Manchester there, haven't you? Like Manchester United, Man City. You've even got Barton, haven't you? Because Orbex actually modelled the Barton football stadium, didn't they? On their X-Plane one. It'd be good when they port over, if they do, you know, their airfields like that. So I think, in theory, that over there is the is Alderney, I think. But oh no, maybe it isn't. Maybe that's a different island, James. Let me have a look. Okay, it's nowhere. That's no man's land. That is. So we're just going to head directly, almost directly north. Yeah, it's very stuttery. It's very stuttery at the minute, and I think it is them ships. I think I need to uninstall them because I'm not even that bothered about them, you know. But right, let's just have a quick time check. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this flight, people, because it's a bit late now. But I thought I'd show you Jersey, Phil. I'll do an outside shot as well, just because. There you go. We're about to crash because you can't control the plane while you're in the drone. So yeah, that's not fun, is it? I'm not really into football. Okay, fair enough. Wigan. Right. Hey up, Dread. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. We're just having a little mosey over Jersey at the moment. But we did a bit of London action earlier. Did a little bit of Manchester as well, and around Liverpool. And then we've just jumped up from Jersey, but unfortunately I'm just about to quit because it's time for me to roll. And I haven't got time to finish this flight, so shall we instead? We could head back to Jersey, but it's a bit stuttery because of these frickin' ships. With these ships going on. Right, where's the airfield? I've lost it. Oh, it's over there, is it? Okay. Yeah, see now I've got the Sky Park, and they've got a UK tour, haven't they? And I've been tempted to start a UK tour, but I think I'm gonna wait until Just Flight release their Arrow before I do it. I think I want to do it in that Arrow. I would like to have done it in an A2A plane, but that's not there yet. So we could do it in the Arrow, maybe. I think. And I haven't done many contracts. I haven't done many contracts either in the Sky Park. I don't seem to. Whenever I go on the fly, I tend to just go, I'll just fly from here and there, and I don't necessarily go, I'll open up the Sky Park and do a load of contracts. And when really you should, because there's no excuse really, because you can get really short flights and just hop in places that you don't normally fly. And every time I've used it, I've gone like, I should use this more often. I should do this more often, and I just don't. I should though. Yeah, but I would choose Just Flight over Carenado any day. And Carenado's good, they've got the shininess to it. But I like everything for Carenado is too clean. And what I like about the Just Flight is I like it has a bit it just has a bit more detail. I just personally prefer the Just Flight than Tornado, but that's just me. So I think that's the... Is that the runway? That is the runway, so... Now I want to know, are these boats animated? You know what? They are as... So I've paused myself, and that boat is moving. That's what's causing the slight stutter, because I've got too many boats being animated, sailboats. That is pretty cool. That is pretty neat. Right, let's slow this thing down then, because we need to get over there. I can see the pappy lights. We're pretty much on the base leg. Turning on to final. Nice. Microsoft Boat Simulator. I could do voiceovers with my new microphone, couldn't I? Microsoft Boat Simulator. Coming to stores near you. Deadly. Oh no. I am far too low, and I'm almost hitting that boat that we've just gawped at for about 10 minutes, but... Right, let's crank up the RPMs a little bit. Yeah, I can't wait till Thursday when they sort out the actual flaps again, because the flap settings at the moment they've cocked up and they've made a mistake, and it gives you double the lift, and I think it might even be double the drag. I'm not sure. So when you drop your flaps, it's almost like you're just going to fall out of the sky. But also because of the extra lift, when you want to actually put it on the ground, it doesn't land very well. Well, it floats. Yeah, it's not fun, but I'm looking forward to when they sort that out. It's quite cool having little sailboats, but do I need them? Probably not. I could turn down boat traffic in my settings, maybe. Oh, Phil, do you want to see my settings before I head out? And then it'll be on my stream then, so it'll be on my YouTube, and then if you ever want to copy them, you can always have a look at my stream, couldn't you, and just pause it at the right moment. It's up to you. I'm not fussed. I'm not fussed. Well, if anyone else is interested, I can quickly go through them now. Shouldn't take too long, and I can show you, because it gives quite a good. It doesn't. This isn't a good representation. Being at Jersey with the boats, it's caused a bit of a stutter, but everywhere else, even London, it was fine earlier in London. This is a rubbish landing because I keep turning my head. I'm not even in the middle, but with a tiny plane, see the floats, you can't seem to land the plane. Right, okay, flaps up. Let's go dump it anywhere. Right, there's got to be a little taxiway coming onto the right hand side. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep my settings the way they are at the moment. I don't think I'm going to mess with them. Yeah, what I tend to do is I screenshot my settings, and then store that somewhere, and then if I want to have a little tinker around, I can, and then I'll just swap them. I'll change them back. Little bob up and down here, boing. But yeah, I'll show you my settings, and then I'm just going to dump it anywhere because I can, just so I can quickly show you my settings. Right, here we go. This is where I'm. Wasn't even a parking spot, but tough. Let's kill this just so we haven't got that noise in the background. Whoops. Oh, it's done it again. Go away. Right. I didn't mean to do that either. Right. Oh, God. Oh, God. Did you see that? Right. Here we go. That's F1. You don't want F1, you want escape. So these are my graphic settings then. Obviously, I'm only 1080p, but the other day I did actually run the sim across all three screens using NVIDIA Surround. Unfortunately, it does stretch, it does warp on the outsides of the left and right screen. So I turned it off. I didn't want to do it anymore. But yeah, so. So VSync I have off, but I have it on in my NVIDIA control panel. But that's the only thing that I really do with the NVIDIA control panel is the VSync, and I limit my frame rate to 30. You don't have to do that, but I always do because my stream is 30 frames. And if I have if I have the sim at like say 60, but I have my stream at 30, sometimes because of the mismatch, it causes stutters on the stream, not necessarily on my sim, but on the stream it causes stutters. So I have to match them. So I don't mind doing that for me. And then it's that prefer maximum performance. That's the other setting that I do in NVIDIA control panel. Render scaling just 100. Anti-aliasing TAA, obviously. Level of detail 150. Ultra on the vector data, and then high on these three things: buildings, trees, grass. A 150 on objects, level of detail. High and high. So going to ultra didn't really make much difference. I think the texture resolution, I might put ultra at some point, but I've just left it. If you use NVIDIA Experience, these are the optimal settings for my setup these are the optimal settings that it's generated. The only difference is I've swapped a couple of these out. So I changed that from 8 to 16, I believe. That was one of them. This was another one that I've kind of left as 4x4, but I think I could crank that up to 6x6 if I really wanted to, but I don't. Texture synthesis, I think that was high, but from what I've looked at on the internet, you want that to be ultra, so stick that ultra. Fascinating one was the shadows. So I'm not that fussed about how the shadows look. I think they look okay today. I don't think that it was that bad, so I'll just leave them at 1024. All these are high. Bloom is on. Now I specifically turn off some stuff, so I don't like depth of field. I hate that kind of angle. The motion blur I turn off, don't like that, so I turn that off. Lens correction, that's the kind of like the fisheye lensy kind of warp effect that happens, that corrects it, so I have that on. Lens flare, now I turn that off. I could probably turn it back on, but I turned it off before the new patch, because before the patch, every time I was turning my head, like I said before, when I was at Newcastle and I was turning my head, it had like some really crazy stutter, and I had a feeling that it was the lens flare. It wasn't at the end of the day, so I could turn that back on, but I just haven't. And I don't really fly with glass cockpits, but we just leave that at medium. And those are my settings. But the only other thing worth noting is the data. So I don't have rolling cache, and I deleted the rolling cache file, and obviously there's no manual cache. Other than that, everything is ouch. Everything is the same as is just that. So yeah, I've got to cough. Give me just 1 minute. Let me just mute that. So that had a bit of a tickle in my throat then. So yes, those are my settings, and that's what I've been using. Let's go back to my menu. So I think I will uninstall the boats, because I'm not that bothered about them. I thought it'd be cool to see. I've seen. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll ditch them off now. Cool. Yeah, I'll show you something actually. So my computer's gone really slow for some reason. I don't know why it's gone really slow. Right, so let me just go into UK. There we go. Right, so I'm not bothered about the landing challenge, so I kind of uninstalled that, even though it's only 8 meg. I don't care about that, so I've got rid of that. The other 3 is the points of interest, right? And I've got the procedural buildings and I've got the points of interest, but the photogrammetry, that's the one, not phototelemetry, it's photogrammetry cities. I've got rid of that because that was causing that issue that I showed you before. So, yep, there we go. Okay, let me have a look. So, do you use the brightness and contrast settings and others in GeForce Experience? I let GeForce Experience just change all my settings in here. So, where do you mean about the brightness and contrast settings and others? I don't. Where is that? Is it actually in FS or? Because I can have a look. I can see what you mean. Or is it in open? Oh, I'll open it a different way. I'll just GeForce Experience. I'm just going to go display capture as well. Okay, and then so in here you can change this. So as you can see, this is what it's suggesting for mine. And what I've changed. So the vector data, the synthesis, everything else is pretty much the same apart from depth of field turned off, and obviously anisotropic. Oh, I can't even pronounce it, but yeah, that. I'll do it in game. Oh, hold up, because I don't know whether I have the overlay on, because I normally I like to turn that off. I don't have that on, but I can see if it'll work. I don't know whether it'll work though, mate. Alt and F3. No, I turned the overlay off, so I don't have the overlay on. What is it, like extra features or something? Brightness and contrast settings. Very interesting. Yeah, you'll have to send me. You'll have to do it and then send me some screenshots of what you're on about. I bet it's the overlay that you're talking about, and I've not, because I've disabled it. I haven't got it open anymore, but I was going to have a look. Yeah. I bet it's the overlay thing, and then there's got to be some sort of stuff in there, but cool. Well, that was fun. Yeah, drop us some. You can make adjustments to your liking. Okay. I mean, I like it anyway. I think the only thing I'd do is probably just give it a bit more darkness to the green and stuff. But But in general, I like how it looks anyway. But yeah, I might have a Google. Oh God, just poked myself in the head. I might have a Google and have a look. See if anyone's got any suggested tricks and tips. You know, be good. Yeah, stream it, mate. Stream it. Let me know when you've streamed it. Do you get Twitch to save your previous streams? Just in case I'm not around, I can go back and catch up. Oh. Yeah, you can turn that on, you know, and they save your streams for something like 15 days. And it's in one of the settings in your channel. You go to your preferences or something, you've got like somewhere about your content, and you can turn it so that it saves your previous streams for it's up to 15 days, and then they'll go and delete it. And go on Discord. Cat as well. Cat. I don't know. Okie dokie, mate. But I've got a roll. I've really got a roll now. But appreciate you joining again. Good old regulars. Love it. Chat. Yeah, defo. But I'm on actually tomorrow because I'm furloughed and I'm homeschooling. But I've literally all day I just sit on my computer and just mess around with stuff. So I got bits and bobs to do. But yeah, let me know if you're shout a time, and as long as it's not in the middle of the day, because around probably about 12, half 12 till about half 1, I'll go out for a walk with my wife and my son. But most of the other time, I'm just kicking around, not really up to much. But yeah, we could do something. Cool. Okay, I'll have a look. We'll see. If not, stream it and let me check it. Have a look at your settings, see where we can save your stream. It's pretty useful. It is pretty useful. Or just take some screenshots of what you're talking about, and then I can have a look. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. Cool. Anyway, Phil, I really have to go. But have a good evening, mate, and I will catch you tomorrow or whenever or however on Discord. Everybody that's watched the stream tonight, cheers, thanks for the new followers. Don't forget to drop on Discord, drop on YouTube. Yeah. And if you're catching up on YouTube or Twitch, welcome, follow. You can catch me live. And there you go. Cool. Yeah, cheers, Phil. Take care, mate. All the best, and see you later.